A toad. Check it out. That handsome fella right there, that's Beowulf. And the lovely lass behind him is Fracket. And they are our reasons for being here in Conroe, Texas. You see, this is a supposed wolf sanctuary, but it's gone awry. Their efforts to protect these wolves has fallen through. And that's the reason why we're here. We're going to launch a wolf odyssey to give these very special creatures salvation and give them a better, more free life.
Conroe is a small town just outside Houston, Texas. This place is currently home to these 2 wolves and 13 wolf hybrids, which are animals that are a cross between wolves and domestic dogs. There were many more animals placed here for refuge, but they died from disease. A lack of financial resources led to allegations that the animals here were being neglected and not getting the care they needed, so it was shut down by local authorities. Worse, not knowing what else to do, county officials threatened to have these animals euthanized. I'm working with a very special organization called Wolf. These volunteers have come all the way from Colorado to move all of these animals out of here and into new homes. This is Pat Wendland, co-founder of Wolf.
It did have lepto,
yeah.
We can close that gate and get them guarded.
She is leading the effort today.
Gate's unlocked, right?
Yes.
Cheryl and Jim are part of her volunteer vet team.
Hey, boys.
Luckily, we've found good homes for the wolf hybrids, so that just leaves the only suspected pure wolves at the sanctuary, Beowulf and Fracket. Now, I say suspected because there's no test to see if they are absolutely 100% bona fide pure wolves. However, their records indicate that their lineage is indeed pure wolf.
Good boy. There you go. See that? You took the chicken right out of my hand, and that takes a lot of trust. That's a risk for this animal to approach me.
So here's the plan for our new friends Beowulf and Fracket. There's a ranch just outside Denver, Colorado that has become a makeshift wildlife sanctuary. They have plenty of enclosures to accommodate the 2 wolves. Pat and some of her volunteers are going to drive Beowulf and Fracket all the ways from Texas to Colorado.
But in the meantime, I'm going to check out these woods and see what non-canine creatures live here. This is good salamander habitat in here. But nothing. Sort of nice to be out of the shorts and, well, shorts and t-shirts for a while. Look at this, right behind this tree. See, there are more than just wolves living in this little tract of forest. We've got certainly one of my favorite snakes living in North America. And it is a venomous one. I don't have my snake stick. This'll work, though. Very pretty snake who's starting to creep off there a little bit, so I'm just gonna sneak in here. Carefully, very, very carefully, I'm gonna extract this beauty out. And I'm just gonna do this very quick because this is a copperhead. Sometimes copperheads are all pith and vinegar. So I'm gonna put him in a better position like that. This isn't the type of serpent that is quick to flee. I said something that ticked him off. I don't want to tick him off too much. But see what he's doing with his tail? Rattling his tail very fast. A behavior common to many of the New World vipers. Now what I want to do is sort of lift him up again so you can see it. Look at that tail. Again, it's not a rattlesnake. There's not a stack of buttons of dried up skin rubbing against each other, but it will make a sound when it's vibrating against leaves and sticks, allowing other creatures to know it's ticked off, and of course, it has a defense, and that is venom. But its ultimate defense is this. Where's the snake? practically invisible. Best camouflage you'll find on any Texan snake. See, there we go. When I lift him up on the stick, and like if you're looking at him against my green shirt, the copperhead really sticks out. It clearly is a beautifully colored serpent, clearly is a viper, a pit viper you can see. Hey, geez, you got a lot of gumption, huh? If you look right in front of its nostrils, you'll see those little holes. We've seen that many a time on snakes. They are thermoreceptor sites, heat-sensing pits, which this gorgeous serpent uses to detect the heat radiating from rodents, small birds. But it will not limit itself to warm-blooded endothermic creatures. It will take frogs, skinks, and something else that's really cool about this awesome snake is that when it's very young, see that rattling tail right there? When it's very young, that tail can be almost lemon yellow, gorgeous colored tail, a wonderful snake, but we are not here for snakes, we are here for wolves. So let's get back to Fracket, let's get back to Beowulf, and let's place this wonderful, very special snake, a serpent warranting lots of respect, but to me, just as important as wolves and any other North American creature.
Hey, Jeff!
Coming! Don't start without me, guys.
We're waiting. We've got stuff for you to do.
Hey, listen, there's nothing more fun than a boy playing with the snakes. Of course, wolves are equally fun. All right, so what are we doing?
Okay, we need to draw out some vaccines.
Okay, you doing rabies?
Rabies for each.
So you want like 1 cc?
1 cc, yes.
Here we go, 1 cc. This is what it's all about. We're getting our wonderful wolves, Beowulf and Fracket, ready for their great journey across country. And of course, to do that, we have to make sure they're up to date with their vaccinations.
These vaccinations are vital to the survival of these creatures. This sanctuary recently lost 20 animals due to distemper, a very contagious but preventable disease. In fact, wolves are surviving in this country in the face of tremendous adversity, disease being just one factor.
Grab that last one, please.
That was good, dude.
Wolves were hunted to near extinction in the United States until they became protected under the Endangered Species Act in the mid-70s. Today, there are approximately 3,700 wolves living in the lower 48 states, and numbers keep rising. Sounds like a happy ending, right? Well, not exactly. Government-sponsored captive breeding programs are currently producing offspring to ensure wild wolf populations remain stable and viable. But what then? You see, many people don't want wolves living among them or even near them, especially if they keep livestock for a living. I'll check out both sides of this story to learn more about how breeding programs work and to hear how local people feel about dealing with wild wolves after they've been released.
Sherry, you all ready?
I'm all set.
Okay, let's go.
But first, we need to get those 2 Texas wolves on their way to a better life in Colorado. We must dart them so we can transport them. Our male Beowulf is up first.
We're not hunting. We're helping.
Okay, we got a
There
good
we
shot.
go. Great.
Okay.
Very soon, Beowulf will be sound asleep. Now it's time for Fracket. There. Excellent job.
While Beowulf naps, we give him his shots.
Here we go. So he's had the rabies, now the distemper, now this beauty is all ready for the great journey ahead to a new life and to a great quality existence.
She hasn't moved in a little bit.
Did you yes, she's...
Fracket should be fast asleep now.
She's down.
Just slip that one.
Wolves and domestic dogs are extremely similar genetically, sharing all but 0.2% of their DNA. But that small amount can make a huge difference. Because historically, they haven't been around people as much, wolves have a greater fight or flight response to humans than other canines. That means they release more adrenaline into the system when stressed.
Okay. Man, this animal's got some gumption.
Right here.
Right here.
Now that Fracket is catching some Z's, we can get her ready for the big road trip north.
Okay, here we go.
As you can see, Beowulf is coming around there. It'll be a while before Frackett opens her eyes, but it's a new life for them. They're heading out of here. We're moving on to New Mexico, more adventure for us, and a better existence for these wolves. Hey guys, well, welcome to beautiful New Mexico, one of my favorite places in North America. I've flown here from Texas where a specialized team and I have rescued 15 wolves from a sanctuary that was too small and ill-equipped to care for wolves and wolf hybrids. Pat, meanwhile, is on the road with Beowulf and Frackett, our rescued pure wolves that are now on their way to a new life at a Colorado ranch. I'm going to meet them there, but first, I have this very rare opportunity to work with the very rare wolf. I'm talking about the Mexican gray wolf. It's an amazing project, and we have a chance to work with it firsthand and hands-on. So let's go check it out. Come on, let's go. Come on. Mexican gray wolves once thrived in the American Southwest, but they were all but wiped out by the 1950s. Today, there are only 300 living in the world, and in the wild, there's only 40.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna file into this pen and move right. That's 578 and 637 are in here. We're gonna catch both of them and crate both of them, and then we'll haul them down to the trailer to radio.
This is Maggie Dwyer with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. They, along with the New Mexico Game and Fish, manage a captive breeding and release program for this subspecies. I'm here at one of their main locations in the Sevieta National Wildlife Refuge, just outside Albuquerque. Now, we're going to move inside, and you'll watch this unfold. It's going to be a little chaotic, but it should be very exciting. The wolves here have been paired up in pens. It's time to see if any of the females are pregnant. There are 15 wolves total at this facility, but today we are only going to try to catch one breeding pair. If the female we get is pregnant, the pair will be released in a few weeks so the pups can be raised in the wild. That's what this is all about, reestablishing a wild, true population of these very rare wolves and assuring the survival of this important species. We're netting these wolves instead of darting because it's just difficult to get a clear shot in such a large enclosure. You see, if we try to dart them and we hit the wrong spot, we could actually injure them. So I'm gonna get in position down here.
We're gonna have to hold this line really tight. He's really good at breaking through, so use your tools.
Look at that, our male wolf is charging right at us. There he goes. He breaks right through our human shield. I have to tell you, I sucked at sports in high school.
All right, he's looking for the place to break it, so hold your line. Get even with me. Awesome. Get a white pole. Someone get a net quickly, please, or a crate.
Okay, so now that they've stabilized her, she's safely secured, they're gonna move her into the kennel. Guys, we're looking at one of the rarest canines on the planet. And if all goes well with their mate on the other side, they'll be released in the wild to go start a new pack on their own. He's here.
When did they dig this?
Here's what's happening. We've got the female. She's put in the kennel, but we've got this male right here. As you can see, they've constructed a den, which is a very good sign that she is pregnant. She is fat with pups. What he's trying to do is...
You don't have him completely.
Slip the noose around the animal's head to extract it very carefully without hurting it.
Loosen it up.
Once they get the noose around the wolf's neck, our biologist almost gets stuck in the hole. We'll spare him the noose and try it the old-fashioned way.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Bring him out.
We can take these off. Somebody grab
Finally, our Mexican gray wolf is out of the ground, in a crate, and off to what will hopefully be the next step in getting the subspecies reintroduced into the wild. I'm very excited to see these creatures up close and personal because you're now about to have a chance to see a Mexican gray wolf in a way that most people never have. And it's gonna be really cool. While Pat is still well on her way to Colorado with our wolf friends, it's off to the lab to see if our captured female will be having babies soon.
Take us back this way.
While they do a workup on this male, I can't wait to see if pups are on the way.
How's it going, Maggie?
Good, we're getting ready to assess her body condition.
Great. So what are you feeling for?
For pregnancy, to see if we can feel these fetuses in the uterus, and they'll feel like definite lumps. Just the way her abdomen is pushed out tells you something.
And it's a little tight, too.
Yeah, that's saying
Very tight.
And I'll bet you there's something in there. Feel this way, and you could feel a
Feel a
pretty
bump?
good sized bump in there. Yeah.
Let me see.
Come right like that.
No, this is very exciting stuff. Clearly, she is pregnant, which means the next step for these Mexican gray wolves is freedom. And that's what will come in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, we've got to move her back to the crate, right?
Do you want to give the drug reversal and then we'll put her in the crate and wait
Sure.
for her to wake up?
Lucky for these wolves, their future is looking very bright. The sedative that our team has used is mild enough that it will not harm our wolves if she has pups.
Ready?
Do you want to get her from the back?
I've got her if you got her.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Guys, this is a big step forward in reestablishing this very important
Excellent
species
stuff.
back in the wild. After they are released in a few weeks, the local wildlife authorities will keep monitoring their progress as the family grows and grows and hopefully grows some more.
And there she goes. Very quickly, her eyes opened up, and very soon, she'll be with her mate. In just a few weeks, she'll be in the wilderness.
As positive as it may seem, not everyone is happy about this breeding and release program.
Hey, guys. Just look at this vista. It's just Americana natural history at its best. We've got this sweeping backdrop of mountains and conifers. We've got some happy buffalo feeding away. They love this sompy grass. It's rich with forbs. See that? Look at that. We've got some young males sparring there, butting up, horn to horn, head to head. We've got this lagoon right here with some Canadian geese trying to keep nice and warm. They've tucked their heads up into their downy bodies. We've come to Yellowstone to look at wild wolves, the conservation, the role this predator plays in this ecosystem, as well as the conflict that exists in this part of the world between man and wolf. This is exactly what we've come to see here in Yellowstone. Check it out. Very nice. See, right over here, it looks like a female wolf. Beautiful black-colored coat. But what's really cool is what's right there. We have wild wolves on a kill. Definitely eating an elk. And how many are there? It's hard to tell how many because they're moving back and forth. Let's move on. Oh my, check this out. Look at this. Someone call a veterinarian quickly. Holy cow, or better yet, holy bull. Trying to imagine what it was like when this beautiful elk was bugling up, perhaps in that slope, maybe bugling a little bit too loud, because whatever he did, he brought in a predator. Or better yet, predators, because guys, we've got tracks here, and they're definitely canine tracks, not coyotes, that'd be about this big. We definitely have tracks of wolves. When they take down something great like this, it's done as a community. It's done as a clan. One wolf would have a tremendous time putting its life at risk trying to kill a creature with a rack like this. But when it goes in with its brethren, its brothers and sisters, okay, members of the group,
It does so very efficiently. And then they come together, and of course, who's eating first, right? It would be the alphas, the ones in charge of the clan, the ones with the rights to breed, the ones that serve at the top, at the pinnacle of the hierarchy. A very old elk. Well, guys, this is the life. Can't beat this. You got sky that goes on forever with that beautiful mountain vista behind you. We're just outside of Yellowstone National Park. And many of the people that live in the surrounding communities have livelihoods which are directly connected to the land. Okay? In this case, cattle ranching. And unfortunately, many of the people aren't always getting along with wolves. And I thought it's important for us to truly understand the situation, and to do that, we need to hear all sides, okay? Over here, we've got a gentleman who is a cattle rancher, and we're gonna hear his story. Come on. Now, this is Indian, right? The name of this horse?
That's Indian.
It's a great horse. This is Martin Davis, and your family's been here for like 40 years, right?
Almost.
But like 4 generations of cattle ranching,
That's
correct?
correct.
And so, how do wolves play into what your family's been doing?
We raise cattle.
Yeah.
And when wolves take some of your cattle, that's some of your profit.
Yeah, and it's not like there's millions of dollars to be made off a cattle
that's
ranch.
right. We scrape and scrape to make ends meet for sure. Our life savings is tied up in these cows right here. That's where our life savings is.
You know, as you know, it's been such a politically tense and precarious situation, the whole concept of reintroducing wolves. So with someone like yourself who has a livelihood dependent on the land, and now that wolves are involved in the scenario, how do you feel about them?
Wolves up in Yellowstone Park, you know, maybe that's okay. But when wolves come out of the park onto private property and start jeopardizing livelihoods, then I don't feel that's right. I lost a calf on the hill up behind us here.
It's time to embark on the final leg of our journey. Pat and our wolves have just a few hours left in their trip, which means I have a few hours for something really exciting. I'm gonna have some wolf FaceTime, literally. Of course, they're doing the real thing. I'm sort of doing the 1930s Wolfman sort of call. But to me, there's nothing more cool, more eerie, almost lonely sounding than the call, the howl of a wolf. But in fact, it's just another example of the many ways these creatures connect to other members of their community. So many ways of communication, from the actual auditory sound of that eerie wolf's howl to the invisible ways of communication, such as smell, to actual physical behavior, reading body language. Now, an animal like this would pretty much represent the alpha. This is the leader of the pack, okay? You can have up to 30 wolves in a community, in a clan. And essentially, the territory of these creatures may be as small as 50 miles, but could be as expansive as 1,000 miles. And when you're tightly bound, it's very important that you learn who's boss. And this guy's teaching me. He's saying, you know, I like you. You're kind of nice. I'm gonna rub my scent glands on you so you fit in. But listen here, Jeff, you're a great guy, but I'm in charge. Now, what I should do is, my job is to roll over and present my stomach like this. By presenting my stomach to this wolf, I'm showing ultimate submissive behavior. And he's just smelling me up. He says, okay, you're cool. You can stay. Can I stay? All right. Ah. See, it's all about smell. It's all about body language. And it's all about learning where you fit into the pack. Because if you learn to get along, if you learn to show physical ways and chemical ways of interacting with each other, you can diffuse tension. See, I taste good, don't I? I know, you're eating something very expensive. Finally, our wolves are here.
Oh my God, he's on the trampoline.
What a clown.
Hi.
All right, I'll see you over there.
Okay.
See you around there.
We'll be there.
Well, guys, this is it. The wolves have survived a distemper outbreak, cramped and poorly maintained enclosures, and a road trip that would make even Chevy Chase cringe. But now it's time for them to taste some of the good life.
Finally.
Good going, guys. Welcome.
Thanks, Jeff.
So how was the trek?
Long.
Yeah?
Good trip.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Safe and good. They're fine.
Well, they look great.
I need my volunteers
Yeah?
over here
Come
to
on, guys.
carry.
Guys.
4 guys per cage.
Well, I gotta tell you,
Easy, Beowulf.
it's been a tough trip for all these guys. I mean, these guys have had to travel, you know, across many states to get here. In this van, nonstop with these creatures. I had to travel first class, and I forgot my low-fat meal, so I know the pain you guys have been feeling, really. You remember back in Houston, Texas, that miserable little closet space of wire and dirty earth? The volunteers have been working tirelessly to produce this fantastic paddock that has trees, and there'll be lots of stimulation for these animals to really have a sense of quality in their existence. There we go. Okay, there you go, buddy. And look at this. Right now, Beowulf, our beautiful Beowulf, is in a small little cage, but very soon he'll be free to roam. And I bet this is the first ponderosa pine he's ever seen. All right, shall we go get Fracket? All right, let's go get Fracket. And it really was, for most of these folks, a labor of love, a commitment to make sure that 2 wolves, neglected and forgotten, have a chance, have an opportunity for a new lease on life. Is this where you want it, Pat?
That's fine. We'll
Okay.
move Beowulf to face that way a little bit so they can go together.
Okay.
It's wonderful. I can't believe it.
This is the moment. Value not only in the many that make up a species, but the individuals as well. A creature misunderstood, not always appreciated, but today is a different day. First, it'll be Fracket, the bold wolf, the one that came over, made first contact. Fracket, there you go.
There you go, girl. There you go. Go on, baby. Go on. You're free. Yes. Okay.
There's Fracket.
Oh, my God.
There we go. Now it's time for our mighty man here, Beowulf, this gorgeous wolf, to connect with his mate in his brand new home.
Good boy.
And there he goes, guys. There's Beowulf, soon to meet Fracket, together enjoying their new free existence here. What a great moment for these wolves. What a great moment for us, and what a great adventure this was as we followed the arc of the great North American wolf, Canis lupus. We looked at its ecology, we looked at the conflict these creatures experience as we human beings try to learn with the other residents of this great country of ours, the wolf. Until we meet again, I'll be looking forward to seeing you only on the Jeff Corwin Experience. I gotta go find my horse. Dude, he's doing his thing. Ow, sharp claws. That's a sharp claw. Very sharp.